We're talking about the most Japanese show ever, The Office.
That's actually pretty British.
Let's see.
I expected Mikey to laugh at that bit, but I guess not.
I'm still trying to find information.
Oh, that's right. I was gonna look at the opening paralog.
Well, now we have Akira and Pi from Virtua Fighter.
Is it
one of the earliest 3D fighting games?
Fighter,
yes,
not
Virtua.
It's Virtua Fighter. Yes.
Yeah.
That Mikey, you should look up some footage of that game on the Sega Jaundis.
The Sorga Jindus.
The Sorga Jindus. The Sega
I also really like
liver
the music
disease.
in this game. There's a lot of remixes and stuff like that. This is like a remix of, I think it's Akira's theme.
Akira.
He can pronounce it however he wants because he pronounces everything wrong anyway. It's
Yeah,
not
he
even worth
He
trying.
thinks
It's not even
prologue
worth
is pronounced paralog.
we can't.
Paralog, prologue,
can't make-
same thing.
I wonder when her boobs are going to fall out.
They don't. They're magic, remember?
Magic boobs.
I don't remember.
Well, you don't remember a lot of
More like-
things.
I
Well,
haven't
there's a
been paying-
fucking surprise.
Instead of looking at the dialogue that's being skipped, I just keep looking at Mii's eyes.
Yeah.
I forget. Are they both? They
Ethan,
must both
Ethan
be
create,
Virtua Fighter.
Ethan, boot up your Wii and create a me of me, and then post the results to the playthrough.
Jesus Christ!
You can do it in Dolphin if you want.
You
Or
can do it
on
on
the
the Switch,
3DS.
can't you? You
Yeah,
do it on the
sure. You
Switch,
can do it
can't
on
you?
Switch, and you could just
All
take a
right, let me-
screenshot and move it over. Ethan's gonna do it now.
Well, I don't even know if my Switch is charged. Let's see. Nope, long dead.
Whatever.
Well,
Yes. All right, let me dig out my topic list because again, this is a game that, from a genre based on franchises, I know nothing about. So there's only so much
you know
I can
Mega Man
say.
X?
I know Mega Man X, but he's not here right now.
Not
Are
yet.
any of the Sniff Mavericks in this game?
It's like
Sigma, I think, is an enemy.
Hey,
because I seem to remember around the time that we were in college, they made a Marvel vs. Capcom sequel where Ultron and Sigma combined into a unique being. Like they
Okay, then,
teamed
so
up.
we're gonna get into the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite rant. That was a game that was developed with the pain of Disney messing up a lot of stuff. So
Oh, yeah.
usually with the whole, oh god, now we're gonna have to do the whole history of Marvel vs. Capcom. The Marvel vs. Capcom series originally started with the Street Fighter versus X-Men, because X-Men were big in the 90s and everything like that.
Yeah.
And that started the whole crossover series with Capcom and Marvel. Well, what happened with Infinite, a lot of the times they wanted to do the usual in the X-Men characters and everything like that, but because Disney didn't own X-Men at the moment, they weren't allowed in the game. So there's a lot of like fan favorite characters that weren't included, and Disney being Disney, they had the idea of, hey, how can we super monetize on this game? Well, let's keep out a bunch of the fan favorite characters, and we'll just
how can
release
we
them for
increase
DLC way
profits
later.
to maximum?
Exactly, and
Maximum
the game looked
profits.
We'll
game
shift
looked
the
horrible.
profits into
the art style
maximum
that they went with
overdrive.
basically did not match with the previous Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which was a really cool comic book cel-shaded style that they went with. They went this with weird pseudo-realistic kind of ugly style that there's this meme where it showed
They
Chun-Li's
went with
face.
the
which-
realistic ugly style.
No, yeah, they were trying to go, because you know how the games, they try to do that hyper-realistic or realistic art style that doesn't really gel well
Yeah.
with like an anime or a cartoon aesthetic.
Like when they
So-
made a live-action adaptation of One Piece.
Yes, well, no.
Yeah, I'm never gonna watch that. Oh, I would never want to watch that.
It was actually really good.
You
And
can think
the-
it's good all you want. I'm not gonna watch it though.
Oh, no, yeah, I'm just telling you, you're missing out. It's
As,
pretty cool stuff.
as long as you enjoyed it, go right ahead, man. It ain't for me.
Right.
Yeah.
But the artists, definitely the actors, really they care about the source material, so that's a pretty good little tidbit there. And Oda's watching over them as they create it. They care about the source
material so much they don't even speak in Japanese.
Well, then that would
ship
be
has sailed.
They've done the problem with a lot of live action Japanese stuff. It is even said by Japanese people, Japanese acting is not very well.
Japanese
renowned.
acting is as over the top as possible. I hear that about J. Does anybody here anybody in the audience watch K dramas or J dramas? I've heard that J dramas. I haven't watched any of either. Nicole's sister is.
Are you talking about J dramas or K dramas? Because Korean dramas are the one where
I'm talking about both. I'm talking about both. K dramas are very popular. Nicole's sister loves watching K dramas, but I'm saying J dramas specifically. I have really over the top, terrible acting, is what I've heard.
Right.
Whereas K dramas are much gooder.
Isn't that
K dramas are really good.
There was a villain character in the cruise ship paralogue in this game where you were like,
oh
my
the voice actor
God.
for Lord Raptor. Yeah.
Yes. And Ethan was like, oh my God, that's the worst voice acting I've ever heard in my life.
It was really good.
I hate that genre of character in all anime.
Well, yeah. Well, the reason why they're going that, the archetype of the character is this zombie rocker. He's supposed to be like a rocking, like a punk rock kind of dude, and that's kind of where the emphasis
like
on the screen.
Like that motherfucker from ZX Advent?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't watch as much anime anymore, nearly as much, just because I'm kind of tired of modern tropes. And it seems like character archetypes are just like cookie cutters of each other, which I guess has always been the case. But when I watch an older style of show, it's, not as obvious, or it's not as played out yet.
Well, like,
it's just a personal preference. I cannot actually knock any modern stuff because I don't happen to like it. There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay, so this theme is actually from this character, Bond from Fighting Vipers, which was I think, a Dreamcast. No, not a Dreamcast. What was before the Dreamcast?
Saturn.
So it's the game
robot. Tron
it's
Bond.
a game where they have the secret character where it's basically a car that fights the people.
Woodman?
It from what's the name again? Daytona USA. The Daytona USA car is one of the characters you could pick to fight with.
I don't know, none of that.
Fight with a car or race with a car?
Yeah. No, fight with the car. The car is standing up and the wheels are the fists.
It's supposed to be a human character who represents the car or something, right?
No, it's just a car standing up and using its tires as fists.
I don't think
it's
I know
super
about
janky and it's meant for laughs.
Okay. Well, speaking of modern anime, let's talk about a couple of animus real quick, because I have nothing to say about this game. And these are two shows.
This game.
Yeah, I know. Shit, you don't gotta be a dick about it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just...
But you emphasized several times, I don't care about this game. I have nothing to talk about it. We kind of got it the first couple times.
I looked it up. Ryuji age is unspecified, though it is likely to be 17 to 18. So therefore, in my personal headcanon, she is 18.
Right.
Therefore, I can say that her boobles are nice.
If it makes you feel any better, Alonzo, these are two anime that you recommended to me on the show. So
right.
They're ones that you've seen. The Free Ren Season 1.
Free Ren was a really fun one.
Now, that was... Okay, so, I had just rewatched the entirety of Fairy Tail for this. So it was kind of a shock going from one to the other. And obviously Free Run has the better animation and more heady themes. It's trying to be more... It's trying to explore more difficult ideas than, stock shonen tropes, obviously. So it was kind
of power
of
of friendship.
Yeah. Which, I don't know.
The fun was the journey we had.
Even then, it was a kind of a tricky show for me to get into at first, because it seemed like at first it felt kind of aimless, which was by design. But it's like, then once the actual main plot of the season kicked off, I started enjoying it more. Which is, they're heading up north into demon territory to see Himmel in heaven.
Right.
So that's kind of the main plot of the season. It's like, okay, so that has like some thematic... That bridges thematically with the funeral scene where she's like, I just realized that, you know, like, this man is a hero to all these people, and I traveled with him for 10 years, and I barely know him. So now that sort of motivates her going up north to sort of have a proper goodbye, I suppose.
I'm going up north to go fishing and hunting.
Yeah, that sounds like something Jeff Ross would do.
No, my dad doesn't fish or hunt.
Your dad doesn't fish or does fish? I didn't hear you.
He does not fish, he does not hunt.
Okay, well that's... Then put up Mikey wrong.
Well, only put up half of it because, like, he has fished plenty of times, but, like, he hasn't fished in probably 10 years or longer.
So
It's not a staple of his persona? Personality?
Okay. I do know that the one time we went over to his house to go to your game room, he just didn't have any soap in the house at all. Which I thought was gross.
I know.
So I had to buy him some, and I just left it.
He uses hand sanitizer.
Okay,
Oh.
well,
That's a good replacement.
Like instead of washing his hands with soap, he uses hand sanitizer and rinses them off afterwards. I guess.
that's dumb. I feel like a man who is a teacher for a living should know better.
Yeah. Oh well.
Didn't you say that?
dad's
And you can cut this
bizarre.
part out, but didn't you say that he taught
Fuzzball.
despite sometimes?
Welcome back to Sniff Mavericks.
And we're back. And we leveled up.
And speaking of media exploring human relationships, death, and laws, back to Freerun. And it's almost hard to know what to say about it, because everybody's talked the show to death this year. It seemed to be a breakout hit. I know the manga's been going for a while, or whatever, but, you know... Because obviously Alonzo recommended it to me, and then I'm like, okay, everybody's talking about this. My other friend, Taylor, is talking about it. I guess...
You know, I hate that... Sorry, real quick. I hate that anime are always a big fat advertisement for the manga. Like, oh, here's 12 episodes of this fantastic show. But you're never going to get a season 2. Instead, go awkwardly read all 86 volumes of the manga that's been going for 20 years and you've never heard of. Fuck you!
I don't think it's been going that long.
I know, but that's what it feels like with everything. Like,
well, it's definitely the case for One Piece, because it seems like the people behind the anime are determined to ruin it. To the point where people had to make a fan edit removing all the fluff, just so that it was the pacing was tolerable.
Yeah, well, at that time it was an issue of
I can't hear Mikey
the content
anymore.
being there, and then them trying to do the dreaded weekly
Alonzo,
thing, burning
there?
out the studio and everything. So there's that issue.
I guess my question is, was whatever network was airing One Piece, were they gonna go out of business if there wasn't a brand new episode of One Piece every week?
That's not the network. It is definitely Toei, and Toei is notorious for just being evil.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of that. That's why they're redoing a lot of the first couple episodes, because you can see a lot of I think the shift definitely changed when it got into Wano, because then you can tell the studio, they were given more freedom to actually work on their stuff.
Yeah.
And the animation quality goes up. They're doing a lot of people working on the projects and everything like that. You got a lot of younger individuals working on One Piece.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll see how them
weird.
redoing East Blue will look.
This is going to be great when
didn't they already do that as
the
like
two
a
of them are
movie or
still
something?
going.
They did that for a lot of the other stuff. They did it all the way up to, I think, the
you
fight with
relaunched
what's his face,
Discord
Electric
rapid
Dude. The Skypedia.
Oh, Inaru?
The call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Earlobes.
I'm just gonna say it. Skypea sucks.
It
Skypedia
says
was
I'm in the
great.
Discord call, but I'm not in
It was
there.
boring.
Like, what?
It was just them wandering around the upper yard and fighting people. And then,
And isn't that just the nature of One Piece?
I mean, Annie's lobby is better, way better than Skypea.
All right, can anybody
Water
hear me
7
now?
too.
Is
And
Ethan
so is
gone?
so is Impel Down and the Battle of Marineford. And then you watch One Piece and it's just people wandering around a grassy
Hello, can you
plain
hear me?
and fighting a snake and climbing a beanstalk,
What
and
the
everything
fuck?
just takes too long. Again,
Yeah.
that's the anime. I've not read the manga. I haven't read any manga, to be perfectly honest. So
Oh, that is right.
Hello?
I read through Skypedia. I did not.
There we
wait,
fucking
what's
go.
Yeah.
Did Ethan leave?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
yes, there you are.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That was the weirdest shit I've ever seen happen.
I know that before while you were talking about anime tropes, your voice was going all robot for a second or two at a time.
Domo
Yeah.
arigato, Mr. Roboto.
I do know that something that's been kind of contentious as far as freerun goes is whether or not the level 5 mage, what was it? Class 5 mage trials?
Yeah. The
Did you guys
mage
not even
trials.
notice I was gone?
Yeah, because
First class or something like that?
First class mage, that's it. Yeah, I know that there were some people who thought that, like, because frankly, that was my favorite part of the season, because that's just kind of the plot structure I like.
Yeah, it's a little tournament arc, a little side story.
Yeah, and I thought most of the characters there were interesting, because you got, like, Denkin, who's kind of an older character who just wants to go up north to visit a grave or something. Then you have,
He wants to go up north for fishing and hunting.
what was his name? Veerpol? The guy
His name
with
was
the
Hunter Fisher.
Hunter S. Tompkins.
I actually work with a guy named Hunter Fisher.
What the hell are those
Oh yeah,
things?
these guys are
those
villains from the
yokai?
previous game, Namco X Capcom.
Okay.
Oh, those are the guys from HFIL, from Dragon Ball Z. Or hell.
Home for Infinite Losers. We have,
Yeah, no.
we have to censor
Aren't they
it.
more?
We can't show hell in this show.
Yeah, we can't show that. We also can't show Goku's baby. Call to the audience. We missed this the first time, but we'll call it again. If anybody's watched the original
stop.
Dragon, if anybody who's watched the original Dragon Ball, is Goku's baby okay?
Okay, well,
That is such a weird frame question. Let's please. Oh, here we go. A character might
It's
you care about.
Tron!
yes.
Look
Yeah.
at her gigantic butt crack.
What is she doing back on catalogs? Oh yeah, this
Hey,
is
it's
the
that
sound
level
familiar?
from X5. It's that level from
X4.
X5. The one level that
was X4.
Yeah, X4. Yeah, I know.
And those games take place 100 years apart, so roughly. So I don't know why Cyber
Oh my
Peacock
God.
staged.
Has her has she always been that scantily clad up in the nether
Yup.
regions up front?
That is her original design.
Yeah, apparently the person who designed her is a